Hey, this is John Young. Today we are out here, snow blowing, mess, wind, cold, but we're going to be doing a single stage. A lot of you have asked because we've got the 60 volt Toro. We've been using this, use it quite a bit, but this is really one of the few times we've had some drifting snow. So what I did is it happened last night. I've left it for almost 24 hours just so it can be a little bit more clunky to deal with. So I'm going to go, I've got to get right in front of the car here. You should be able to see this. And I've got this area. We're going to clear it with a single stage so you get an idea of what this can do and how it can handle this type of drifting and such. So let's get on it. I'm going to set the chute up a little higher. It doesn't need to be really low. So in most of that area, it was just taking off an inch or so. There really wasn't a ton there to have to get out of that area. There's a little bit more by the house. Right through here, we're dealing with about an inch and a half because it kind of blew through this area. Now we're going to be getting into a little bit more. I'm just to the edge of that drift. One nice thing about a single stage is that I can clear pretty much right down to the concrete in this situation. A two stage, well, if it's set to do it, can clear right down, but many times they won't get down to the concrete. So this is kind of one of the advantages of a single stage. And the battery units are so light, it's really quite easy to use for this. So now we're getting over here into, on the left side of it, it is actually all the way to the top of the snow blower. It's throwing it out there about 12 to 15 feet. And then we get into this area where it's actually higher. It's higher than the snowblower is completely. And I wanted to kind of leave this so you could kind of see having to push into it. Now how this would go, there's going to be some ice chunks in here. I'm going to go back and take another pass to get this back off the concrete because I like to have a little more exposed edge of the concrete, and then we'll work over there a little bit more. Now that time, I lifted it up just a little bit because I'm getting actually 6 inches into the flower bed area that's along that, and I don't want to dig in. So I just went through and did that, and now I'll come back through and clean down to the concrete a little bit better. Now this is a spot where in many cases we probably have to have a shovel, and it might be quicker to knock it down with a shovel instead of trying to do this wheelie thing, but that doesn't show what this is capable of doing, and I'd rather try it without a shovel. So those of you who are wondering, can it handle 20-inch tall small drifts of snow? Well, this is answering that question. And yeah, I'm putting a little bit of pressure using my legs to help push it into that snow. And I also did something with this, or we're doing something. This only has a 2.5 amp hour battery. I didn't put the big battery in here. I wanted to go with the smaller one, just to see if that 2.5 amp hour battery was going to be able to allow us to get this area all cleaned up. So now that's how far I'd like to get that snow back. Just about that far. So now I'm going into the drift, and I'm also getting into some of the area in which we shoveled in the last few weeks, and we haven't had really enough to blow snow in this area and to push that edge back. There, now we can clean right down to the concrete, and then we're going off into the lawn just a little bit here at the very end. And about another foot. That one got you at home. You got a little snow blowing on the camera for that one. And I think I actually want to go a little bit farther right through here. Well, that'll give you a little bit of an idea of what it can do. We cleaned out our area. We had a drift on the edge there we took care of, and then this area was a pretty big drift, and we're able to take that out. As you can see, I had to work it. Single stage battery, I can do that. Single stage gas, I could do that also, but it's a little bit heavier. Well, this is fairly light. If I wanted to, I can pick that up easily. It has a 2.5 amp hour battery. The larger, the 6, 4, 6, 7.5, they're a little heavier, but not noticeably heavier when you've got it in a unit like this, so that's not a huge deal. But it can do a lot. So those times when you have a 10-inch snow like we had last night that drifted, this will get you there. If this doesn't, there are 2-stage units. Toro has 2-stage units. Many companies have 2-stage, meaning that they've got the auger and then a blower, where this is just the auger and blower in one single stage. One thing is doing the whole job. We'll put links in the description below, but this is based on their 60-volt line here from Toro. It's a really nice little unit. We've used it for a couple of years now, and as you heard and as you saw, it's still running strong, even with the smallest battery. And I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the sun. Dun, dun, dun. We still have about half the battery left in that area we were kind of digging through, and this is again the small 2.5 amp hour battery. This is John Young. Thank you for watching. Again, links will be in the description below.
For more tips and how-to videos, go to weekendhandyman.com.